Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anne. In this video, I'll be featuring these watercolor pencils by Deli. I have the 72-piece set. The packaging or casing is a metal tin. The color is silver with a design of sailboats docked in a marina or beach. At the back, you can see some indication of the colors included in the set. There might be more information at the back, but at the moment, I'm gonna leave that for now. Inside, you will see 2 layers of watercolor pencils. Each layer contains 36 pieces of pencils, but the first layer has a watercolor brush. This brush is quite small. It could be perfect for detailing, but I wouldn't necessarily use this. Now let's take a closer look of this white pencil. So here I was trying to determine the size of the lead, but I think this is just, your typical regular size. On the barrel it says watercolor pencil, a design of a watercolor brush, and the brand name. So mainly the color of the body indicates the color of the pencil, and at the bottom there's a silver strip. And here's a closer look of the pencils. And here's a closer look of the metal casing. So with these swatches, I'll be using 180 GSM watercolor paper. I've pre-swatched these watercolor pencils off cam so I can determine how I would place them if I was going to put them in a palette. So the first pencil is a white colored pencil. This one is not very opaque. The next color is a light yellow. This will be the lightest yellow in this set. So this one is also a light yellow. It is quite close to the previous color, but this is just a tad warmer. If I had to choose between the two, I would pick this one. This one I would say would be the mid-yellow in this set. Now next one, this is a warm yellow. And next we have a deep yellow. And now here we have an orange, and this color is quite pigmented. This next one looks to be a deeper version of the previous orange, but this is less pigmented than the previous orange. Now this one reminds me of a vermilion hue. This to me looks like a light flesh pink. This one looks to me like a soft, delicate pink. This one to me is close to a light beige or light flesh. This next one is just too similar to the previous color. This could be just a tad more flesh than beige. Now to me this is more like a pinky flesh color. This one I would describe as a peach color. This one I would say is a blush pink. This one is almost the same as the previous one, but slightly cooler. So this one gives me an opera pinkish vibes. This one looks to me like a light magenta. This one I will describe like a tomato red color, a very neutral red. This one I would say is close to a quinacridone magenta. So this one to me is close to a quinacridone rose. Initially, I thought that this could be close to a quinacridone violet or a purple lake, but the pinkish tone is quite prominent. Now this one I would describe as a lilac. Now here we have a purple color. This one I would say is a wine rose color. This to me is a straight up wine color or a claret. And this next one is a light violet or close to a lavender. This one is a very cool tone violet, close to a dioxazine. This one I would consider like a deep ultramarine blue. This one is a dark blue that gives me strong indigo vibes. This to me is just a straight up blue neutral color. This to me is a turquoise blue. This one I would say is a teal blue. This one I would call like a light turquoise blue. This one to me might be close to a cerulean blue. This is where I made a mistake when I switched to the second layer of pencils. Now here we have a light blue color. So here I just use a regular eraser to erase the mistake. It did work, but I am unsure if it will work with the deeper colors. Now we have a cool toned mint green. And now this one is a light green. And this one to me is a cool green, almost like a darker version of the mint green. This one I would describe as a regular green. This one to me is close to a viridian, but kind of light. This one to me is close to a deep, cool toned green. This one I could say that might be close to a hooker's green, but I could be wrong. This one gives me sap green vibes. This one reminds me of a light tree green color. Here we have a yellow-green. Now this one to me is a leaf green. This one to me is also a leaf green, but warmer. This one I would describe as a forest green. This one is similar to the previous color, but warmer. Next we have olive green. This one to me is a earthier version of the olive green. And I'm guessing that this will be the yellow ochre in this set. Here, this one I would describe as a raw sienna. This one is close to the previous color but has less yellow undertones. And this one I will describe as a burnt sienna. This one I would say will be the burnt umber. So these next two colors are very similar to each other. I thought that this will be more like earthy reds. I guess they can still be earthy, but not as warm-toned as I expected. This one to me is close to a maroonish brown. This one reminds me of like a hot cocoa brown but a little warm toned. This might be an umber color. This one is close to a sepia. Here we have a light cool gray. This looks to me like a lavender gray. This one to me is a dark gray. This one to me is also a dark gray but warmer than the previous one. And this one to me is like a neutral black. So this black color could be an ivory black or a lamp black. These last two colors are a couple of metallics in this set. Here we have gold, and the last one is silver. Here's a closer look of the pencil swatches. For the watercolor swatches, I'll be using these two brushes and 1 cup of clean water. At this point, I will be sharing my initial thoughts about these watercolor pencils from Deli. Since I have this in the 72-piece set, I can say that you can get a nice range of colors. I think that this can be good for portrait drawings, botanicals, and landscapes. Since on the packaging it doesn't say if these are artist grade or student grade, I will lean that this is more of a student grade watercolor pencils. This will be perfect for hobbyists as well, as I think that this will be good for coloring books. On the packaging and on the pencils themselves, I did not see any light fastness information or pigment info. So when I was swatching these pencils, it's good to note that these pencil leads are not crumbly, and also they did not break. Another good thing to note is the pigment quality of the pencils. I'm happy to say that I did not encounter any issue with dilution. All the pencils activated really well with water. It's not surprising that some of the colors are quite similar to each other since this is a large set. Regarding the price of this watercolor pencil brand, I would say that this is the most affordable watercolor pencils available right now. I was able to avail the sale price when I purchased these, but even though you purchase it at the regular price, I think it's still good. I would highly recommend that you wait for the payday sales and the monthly sales before purchasing this set on the Shopee app. Since these are fairly new to me and these are just my initial thoughts, I can't say much about how well these pencils will blend with each other or how well will they mix. Personally for me, overall, I'm quite satisfied with these watercolor pencils from Deli. For now, please enjoy the watercolor swatching. So here's a closer look of the freshly swatched watercolor pencils. And here are some still pictures for you. These are all under LED lighting. So that's about it for my swatches of these watercolor pencils from Deli. I hope I was able to share some useful information for you guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you're interested in affordable drawing materials, watercolors, please don't forget to subscribe. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye for now, and take care.